All right, we're back. Week 18. Man, it's been a few weeks. Justin, Michael, Happy New Year. Thank you guys for not abandoning me here. We've just missed the past few weeks, so I apologize for that. But we're here for week 18. We're here for the playoffs. So Happy New Year. Let's get right into it.
Yep, Happy New Year. Let's make it happen.
I was gonna say, so
Hey, man.
there's a handful of games that I guess technically don't matter, but from a gambling perspective, everything matters. So, and I'm ready to gamble. I have one game this week that I like. I'm gonna bet the playoffs. So I'm excited to talk to you guys, get some perspective. So let's just go through it. We're putting a 90-second time limit on the Ravens. It's the first game. I don't want them to hijack our entire podcast because so much to talk about. But from a gambling perspective, Justin, I know you don't like the Steelers all season. Is there value to take the Ravens? I see it's down to +3. It started at 4.5. It's at 3. But yeah,
Yep.
going 90 seconds max here on the Ravens. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's gone down. I understand it. I mean, I get the angle Pittsburgh should maybe be a favorite, but they shouldn't be this high of a favorite. We still play to win all these types of games. Harbaugh, you see it in the preseason. He loves to win these games, even with backups. He plays to win the game, kind of just like what Herm Edwards said. That's what Harbaugh abides by. But so I would take the points. I personally took us at 3.5 and 4 already early in the week. And yeah, I
Good.
think even backup defenders can slow down Rudolph. He's really not as good as he's looked the past 2 weeks.
Right. Mike, you agree?
Yeah, just on top of that real quick, like week 18, you almost have to treat it like preseason. And look how good the Ravens are in preseason. It's pretty, pretty easy comparison there. But I mean, I agree. I think Pittsburgh is just not a good team. So for them to lay all these points on the road is just too much for me. Another dumb saying that I always just buy into and believe this time of year, if you're like in a must-win game, you must not be that good. It's just like you're an average team. You're in that spot because you've lost games you maybe shouldn't have before. And I think more times than not, the line is baked. The line is already considering that Pittsburgh needs this, and I think it's kind of gone too much in the other direction in maybe this case and maybe some other cases, other games that we talk about. But Homer pick, Ravens money line, Ravens spread.
Pittsburgh runs the ball. I don't know if you can find a prop bet on over rushing attempts. Tomlin's just going to eat that ball, beg us to turn the ball over and see if he can get out of there 9-6. So I like the
Especially
under.
with the weather.
Right.
Because
34
forecast of rain and snow. Yep.
seems like too many. So the game that I love is actually Saturday night. I like the Texans, excuse me. So tonight's Friday. Obviously, we're recording Friday night. Games tomorrow. Losing track of the days because of New Year's and all the traveling.
Gets
But
hard. Yep.
I feel like this Texans Colts game, the spread, they couldn't make the Texans more of a spread, more of a favorite than they already are. I think Colts were -1 to start. Now
Mhm.
Texans are -1.5. Texans are missing a couple of guys, but I just think it's Texans are better at the key spots. Obviously, the quarterback position, and I just think Texans just better football team than the Colts. I think it's a good spot for them. Can you talk me out of it one way or the other? Michael, why don't you go first?
Yeah, no, great. No, I'm going to piggyback because Houston is one of my favorite bets this week as well. I think it's a great spot getting them here. They to me, to make it simple, it's really, do you trust CJ Stroud, a fantastic rookie, or Gardner Minshew, who could have a couple picks and a fumble here or there. I think Houston's defense, their run defense, is kind of have figured it out. And yeah, I just think Houston has more firepower. I think they can. I just think they're going to get it done. I think India has too many flaws in defense, maybe too many injuries. I know they are getting healthier with Pittman and some other guys back, but I agree with you, Ryan. I like the
Yeah.
Texans already got that bet in.
What about you, Justin? I know most people do have the Texans. Do you like the Colts?
I don't have a strong play either way, honestly. This isn't one of my plays this week, but I'd lean the Texans just mainly because who do I think's the best player on the field, who's going to make the biggest impact, and that's Stroud. But I wouldn't be surprised if Colts somehow
I
pull it
watched.
in.
I just watched.
Yeah, just as we said all season, he's fantastic. So, it's a pick 'em game, but
Stroud's great. The Colts coach is great, but watching them against the Raiders last week, they're just, I don't know. They felt like they were playing not to lose or playing not to, right, playing not to lose, and they just don't feel like a playoff team. Texans actually feel like a team if they get. I think it's Jonathan Greenard is their best defensive end. He's not going to play this week. He's missed the last couple of weeks. They get him back, and they're going to miss Noah Brown, one of their receivers. Feels like this is one of those games that the Colts kind of give them because the Colts will make some mistakes. But if the Texans get right, depending on their matchup, I could see them winning that first playoff game. But all right, a lot on the Texans. I like them. Let's go ahead to the Falcons and the Saints. Saints win. So both teams need some help, right?
Pretty simple.
Right. Both
Tampa,
teams.
you need Tampa to lose, right, Justin?
Yeah. If Tampa loses, the winner of that game wins the division.
Right. Falcons at Saints. It's a huge rivalry game. I feel like this could go either way. My instincts are to take the points. Saints are -3 at home. Don't really have a strong play. Could see it going either way. If I had to bet anything, I'd bet the under because I feel like it'll feel like a playoff game. And Saints defense is just fantastic, and the number's 42.5. Justin, why don't you go first on this game?
I agree with a lot of what you said there. These two teams, I've not liked either of them all year. I don't think either offense is very good. Allen kind of doesn't know how to run the show over there. And Atlanta, they're kind of a dumpster fire also, especially on offense. They don't know what they're doing with the quarterback. All they want to do is run the ball. And lately, they haven't even been doing it that well. If I had to make a play, I think I'd agree with you just because I don't like either offense on the under there. But spread wise, I really don't even want to take a team, so I defer.
What do you think?
Yeah, no bet for me here, but I'm actually in disagreement. I like Atlanta +3 just because I think both of these teams are similar and they're both pretty inept offensively, and both of their defenses are at least better than their offense, where it's just gonna be a low scoring game. So I'll take the +3.
Why are the Bengals -7.5? So the Browns are locked into the 5 seed, right?
Yep.
And the Bengals are locked out of the playoffs.
Yep.
Are the Bengals backups that much better? I know I guess Browning's going to play for the Bengals, and the Browns, I guess, have nobody that's any good. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of why it's -7.5. That seems like a ridiculous number, but
Yeah, I watched this one. I really don't understand it either why it's so high. If Vegas is right and the Bengals kill them, good for them. But I like the Browns getting that many points. It's just I mean, you can't rest everyone. It's kind of similar to the Ravens. You can't really rest every single player. You can only have 6 inactive people on your roster.
I just can't figure out why the line's that high.
I can't either. It started at like 4.5, and it's shot all the way up. I don't know. I guess they think. I mean, Browning's been okay. He's still a backup. He's had a lot of experience this year.
Right.
If the Bengals kill him, good for them. But probably another kind of low scoring game-ish. I'm taking the Browns with points.
Yeah, I like Cleveland as well. Like I alluded to earlier, but from the top, they over the spreads can sometimes overreact or over, move over just because of rest or because one team needs to win. Historically too, obviously week 18 is all division matchups. You have to look historically kind of how that matters. Cleveland has owned Cincinnati over the last like 3 years, so I think their backups can even at least keep it close.
So you like the Browns +7?
I do. Well. I mean, I'm picking. Yeah, no bet, but definitely picking them. Yeah.
Jets, Patriots. The drama with Bill Belichick is one of the things that. So I like to consume a ton of sports content, and there's a ton that comes out of the Boston area. A lot of great writers. There's so much going into that game. I feel like the Patriots are going to win that game by like just dominate.
Belichick's last game potentially.
Yeah, whether it is or it isn't, but there's enough evidence that there's at least a chance. And that Jets team is just god awful. Patriots are -1.5. I feel like that's a good spot for the Patriots.
I think this game is really simple. There's going to be snow. There's going to be more importantly wind, like 30 miles an hour gusts. So it's going to be hard to move the ball. Both these teams have good defenses. I really think if you get the Jets +1.5, tease them up because it's scoring's at a premium. I don't know about the over under because you could always have turnovers and stuff. So that's all I got in this game.
Yeah, everything for me is pointing to the Patriots. The weird thing is I thought the spread would be higher, like 3. I'm a little, not that I'm going to shy away from it just because of the spread. I thought it would be 3. That would have been my guess. The Patriots have actually been playing real solid ball the past few weeks. They were with the Bills all game last week. They had a couple of upsets in the last few weeks. I think the Jets have kind of mailed it in. Belichick factor. They're home. They also are a team that owns Patriots own the Jets.
It does feel weird that
I'm rolling with it. I'm definitely taking the Patriots.
it does feel weird that it's only 1.5 because I don't know
Yeah.
who's going to take the Jets this week. But
Don't overthink it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Because
bypass
seriously,
that. I like the Patriots in this game.
trust.
It's a dumb game, but that is one I'm betting. I like that.
So Jags Titans last year, I distinctly remember watching it. It was for the division. Horrible,
Mhm.
such a bad game. Jags end up winning the game. Something happened at the end of the
Kind
game.
of luckily, it was a defensive score turnover late.
Right.
They struggled against it was Dobbs. Dobbs started for Tennessee as like a 10-point underdog.
Was
He
this
just
had
the
them winning
last
three
game, the
quarters.
Sunday night game?
If I don't know if it was Sunday night or Saturday night.
It might have been the Saturday night.
I think it was this. Anyway, the point is Titans now get to it'll feel like a playoff game because the Titans really want to win that game. That knocks the Jags out. So the winner of the Texans Colts game is automatically in. The winner of the Texans Colts game gets the division if the Jags lose. So the AFC South will actually get 2 participants as long as the Jaguars win. It's only -3. Well, I see 3.5 in some places. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is going to play. I don't know if the Jags want him to play. They played the Jags just want to play the game that they did last week, right? Like just
Yeah, but they also played a minor league team
I
last
know
week.
the
But
Titans with Ryan Tannehill are borderline minor league team.
yeah,
Leading towards the Titans. I had the Titans making the playoffs last time we did this damn thing. I feel like that was I don't even know. But that meanwhile the Titans beat the Dolphins. So when I said that, I was like, Titans are going to be the team that goes on a run. Turns out the Rams were the team. Like if you go back, the Bills might classify as the team, but I think when I was like, tried to make that prediction of like there's going to be a bad team. Anyway, mine was the Titans. During that stretch, they beat the Dolphins, but somehow that was the only time they looked good. Anyway, Ryan Tannehill's quarterback.
yeah.
I like the under in all these games. Like all these games feel like I like the under. Mike, what do you think in this game?
I like Tennessee in this spot. I was on them last year in Jacksonville. And I just think it's kind of going to be a repeat, just in the sense of, excuse me, at least the line opened, I think 5, maybe 4.5. It got bet all the way down to this number. And I just always trust Mike Vrabel to get a team up and kind of just play inspired ball for 60 minutes. And Jacksonville has just kind of been meh most of the year, just kind of getting along just because it had an easy schedule. So I like getting the 3.5. I definitely have Tennessee as a bet spread and money line.
What do you think, Jess?
Yeah, no, I don't love either side. I kind of been back and forth. Yeah, Lawrence is questionable. I'm sure if he's healthy, they want him to play. Tennessee, they're always gritty and kind of they can always be, especially at home. They're a team that can really be really feisty. They put up a fight to Seattle. They almost should have won that game. Yeah, if you're getting over a field goal, that's the way I lean. Is Tennessee. Don't love either way.
So the Vikings need a lot of help, I believe. They can still get in, right?
I think somehow, yes.
Long shot, yeah.
They need a lot of help with the Lions. They can go from 2, 3, or 4. They're going to get the home playoff game. They're going to win the division. A lot to play for in this game, so that will feel like a playoff game. Lions are only favored by 3 points. To me, the Lions, I don't know. I really like the Lions on the spot. It feels like the Vikings are dead. But again, the line, I'm glad you're telling me not to overthink it because a lot of the games I'm like, well, I like it, but shouldn't it be an extra few points here? So talk to me about the Lions game, Justin.
I think they can't be the 4. They're either the 2 or the 3.
Oh, okay.
I think they're tied with Dallas. Let me just double check.
So
that sounds right. That sounds right.
So to bump up to the 2.
I'm sorry, they only
the NFC South is garbage. So
yeah, South will be the 4 seed.
Just to correct myself, they only get the 2 seed if the Cowboys and the Eagles lose. So
correct.
That's why they got it.
So yeah, that's what the NFL is assuming that. I mean, how much the Lions will play for, I don't know. But still think they're the better team. Maybe they want to get a little bad taste out of their mouth from last week's loss. Take it to a division team. It's funny, these 2 teams played 2 weeks ago also. There's 2 instances of that. Giants, Eagles also. They back-ended both their games. I don't know why. But yeah, I like the Lions here. Maybe they want to get some things right before the playoffs. Vikings, I think they pretty much put everything out there. And then they just haven't looked the same the past couple of weeks. They shot their shot, and then that was all they had left. They don't have a quarterback. They can't really make any plays, and their defense is good, but I think Detroit at home will kind of be able to move the ball pretty well. So I take Detroit.
Yeah. Michael, do you have a thought on that?
Yeah, no, it's funny. I'm on the opposite side. I actually really like Minnesota here. The spread did open higher, maybe 4 or something. It came down to 3.5 or 3. I had a pretty big bet on Minnesota a couple weeks ago against Detroit in Minnesota, and the spread moved their way, and they kind of look good. And I didn't watch the game, but the box score, they dominated the box score. The only reason they lost was like 4 turnovers or whatever else. And I feel like that's a recent enough taste. And I think people overrate, oh, this team is nothing to play for. These guys are still going to go out and want to win. They practice all week. It's still their livelihood. They don't want to embarrass themselves. So I really like Minnesota spreads and money line in this one.
The Vikings still think they can make the playoffs, so they're certainly
Oh
trying.
yeah, I do want to make one more point. As long as it sounds crazy, I do think their best shot is with Nick Mullins. I know he's a turnovers machine, but he's kind of like a drunk Kirk Cousins. Like at least he's like he'll get the ball out quickly, or kind of like he can kind of run that offense that O'Connell wants him to do, but like we'll have terrible turnovers. I'm just banking on he'll only have one and they'll do enough to win.
The rookie, I forget his name, was really bad last week.
Paul.
I think with Mullins they have a chance.
Yeah.
So I'll take a gamble.
So the Bucks Panthers is the spot that just feels like once you have everything figured out, it's like, all right, well, the Bucks won the division, and then they'll lose that game, and then it'll mess everything up, and then it'll open a spot for everybody else. Or do the Bucks just win that game and don't overthink it? Because the Panthers, when we say have nothing to play for, they literally, like, if anything, they just really want to win this game. Like, this is just they don't have a first round pick. They don't have much going for them. They had Baker, now he's gone. It is a divisional game. I like the Panthers plus 4.5. I don't know if they win, but it feels like it's coming down to the last minute. Justin, why don't you go first?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not either side I don't love. I'm kind of just going with the fade Carolina stance at this point, taking Tampa. If I think Tampa's going to win the game, I'm just going to take them.
Smart.
Minus whatever is 4.5. I know Baker's backed up, but I saw he had a full practice in him. I think Tampa's gonna figure out what they did wrong last week. They had it all on the line and just got pummeled by the Saints last week, and I think they can turn it around against the worst team in the league and take care of business. And I think they'll do that.
I think you guys put up 2 perfect narratives for each side. Pick one. I choose Ryan's side. I got Carolina plus the points.
Panthers even more.
Not much, but it's you got to make an argument for each side and then pick your favorite.
I like the Panthers even more because you just reminded me they got pummeled like that. You don't get, what, the Jaguars and the Bucks just don't deserve them. They don't deserve to make the playoffs, but like the Falcons and the Saints.
Yeah, no one else does either.
None of them.
Talk
The
myself.
best of the worst.
Cowboys are favored by 50. No, it's 13.5. I guess the Commanders. So the Commanders are in the same spot as the Panthers. Excuse me. They want to win the game mainly because none of these guys are going to be back next year when they actually hire somebody to run the team and spend money and figure out what the hell they're doing. So I guess Ron Rivera would like to win, similar to a Belichick, similar to whoever's coaching. Who was coaching the Panthers, by the way? I forgot.
Well, I was gonna say it's some intern.
But anyway, they want to win.
That's not staying on. So
Right.
yeah,
But the point is, those guys, they want to win. They're going to try to win. It's a rivalry game. Cowboys, I don't know. They don't play great on the road. 13.5. I don't really have an opinion on this one. Michael, why don't you go first?
the biggest thing here is going to be the weather impact. We live in Baltimore. They're calling for snow or wind. Oh, I guess this game is Sunday. So
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's actually take it all back. If Dallas has a clean weather slate where they can throw the ball, I feel like I got to take them just because I'm trying to make these picks as if it weren't week 18 and Washington has like the worst secondary ever and they're injured and just have no one left. I think they're reverting back to Sam Howell, who's a turnover machine and a sack machine against this Dallas defense that it seems like Dallas has a easy path to 30 plus points. That's what I got.
Yeah, I could find an argument against either of these sides here.
Yeah, not
I
a
think,
bad.
I think I'm leaning Washington getting so many points with Dallas on the road. I mean, I agree. Washington is really, really bad. I just think maybe Dallas, maybe a little bit of pressure's on them. They need the win to get to win the division, get the 2 seed. I still think they'll win the game, but maybe it's a little close for a while and they pull out a win by 7 or something like that. So that I would slightly lean to the Washington side.
They might have a tight butthole, Dallas. They might.
Yeah.
The Rams 49ers, that's really a preseason game. So the Niners are the 1 seed, Rams are the 6 seed. Rams are, I guess, most likely going to play the Lions, which is just fascinating. Stafford goes back. Not so that's a preseason game. Let's
Oh, that's true. Good point.
Wait, I have a hot take here.
good.
Rams,
Go for it.
Rams, Niners. So again, treating it like it's a dichotomy. It's treating it like regular season game versus preseason. I'm picking and choosing my spots here because anyway, McVay never cares about preseason, never plays the starters, basically gives up. I think he's kind of already announced no Stafford, Cup, Kyron Williams. Everyone's out except for Nakua, who just wants to get the rookie record. I forgot what it is, receptions and
I
yards,
think
but
he's
it's
like
not
29,
much.
30 yards.
Yeah, they're like 4 for 30 or something like that. So
Yeah.
McVay is treating this as a bye. He's taking this off, and for some reason, like a trusted source, I think Deebo Samuel went on TV this week and said that we're playing this week. We're at least playing the first half. Some starters are going to play. So I've a very respected handicapper said San Fran first half, like at a field goal or kind of right under is like one of his favorite bets because Shanahan might play his starters and McVay is completely checked out. That's my nugget here. I'm making that bet. I'm making San Fran first half bet. A weird little nugget there, but
No, that's not weird. I like it.
Yeah, it's
Good.
good insight. Yeah.
That's why you're here.
I know.
Wow, we're here.
Eagles.
I think Purdy's sitting, but they still have
Oh my God,
Darnold. Yeah.
Darnold's gonna manufacture
It's
that
Darnold
and
against
score
Wentz.
40. It'll be fine.
Good. All right. Eagles Giants. They just played a couple weeks ago. I have no idea. The Eagles might win the Super Bowl. They might lose by 30
Not a
points
chance.
first round. Yeah, but I don't know. And that's what you think? Not a chance. Yeah, I guess. Do you like the Giants?
I've been fading the Eagles. I really like the Giants in this spot, especially with Tyrod. Tyrod's got he's better than DeVito. DeVito had like his 2-week wonder. Tyrod can keep this team in the game, make some throws, make some plays with his legs. They hate the Eagles. They would not like nothing better than just keep hitting them while they're down, getting 5.5. They kind of made it a close game 2 weeks ago, even though it might have not been besides for a pick 6. But the Eagles, they can't stop anyone. Barkley could have a big game. Tyrod makes some plays. I don't think the Eagles can just turn around in one game like this. I'm taking the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, look at that adjustment. They were 14-point favorites a couple weeks ago. Now they're 5.5. Like, I know the game doesn't really matter, but like, I just think Philly's got systemic issues. We've been calling it all year, and why try to catch a falling knife here? I like the Giants.
I can't handicap that. I got to see the Eagles in the playoffs in order to have an opinion. Packers, Bears. Bears are going to try their hardest. They can't make the playoffs. Packers win, and they're in the playoffs. So you would think the Packers win this game, but the Bears are playing great. It's -3. I got this game coming down to like last minute overtime. Just a really tough game. I would skip it. You guys have an opinion one way or the other?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite plays of the week.
Oh, good.
I had a big bet last year on Detroit against Green Bay in the same exact spot, +5, when everyone just assumes, oh, they have nothing to play for. They're just going to roll over. It doesn't matter. And that's like the complete opposite. This is Chicago's Super Bowl. They're going into Green Bay, or is it? It's in Green Bay. They're going into Green Bay, to knock them out of the playoffs. What more does that team want? And another comparison to Detroit of 2022 is they've won 4, 5, 6 games in a row, or at least covered that many in a row. They're on fire. This team is a defense now. Fields is healthy. Moore is healthy. They're rocking and rolling. I love the Bears here. They're gonna win.
Justin?
I agree. My side I would take is the Bears. I have a couple futures on Green Bay to make the playoffs. I want them to make the playoffs.
Edge of the Bears.
Yeah, maybe Green Bay wins by 1 or 2 or 3. and then get all wins on every side. But yeah, Chicago's playing really well. Like Michael said, this is their Super Bowl. They're looking good for the future. They have a really solid defense. I don't know. There's all this talk about what they're going to do in the draft with the quarterback, whether they get rid of Fields or not. I don't know why they would do that, but that's besides the point. I lean the Bears +3, which I think will be one of the better games of the week with a lot of storylines.
So, Michael, if you're right, Bears win. That sets up the next game, Seahawks Cardinals. That means if the Seahawks win, they get in. They're -3. Do you feel the same way? Cardinals want to win that game. It's in Arizona. I can't handicap this game either. The Seahawks are just once I think I know what's going to happen with them, I don't. So I don't know.
Yeah, Seahawks.
You guys have an opinion one way or the other?
They're not nearly as consistent or as good as they were last year, but I still am taking them. This is more, I'm completely fading Arizona after them having kind of a huge win last week. How they get up, I don't know. Seattle just is a -3, just win the game. I'm taking Seattle. Don't like it, but Seattle.
Yeah, I think there's good arguments both sides. Yeah, fading Arizona after their big win in Philly as a big underdog. Seattle blew their chance pretty much last week. They're still alive, but I haven't liked them all year. They played Arizona at home a while ago. It was a while ago now, but they were like 7 or 8 point favorites. Somehow they ended up covering, but it was a close game the whole time. I don't really like what Seattle has to offer, especially defensively. They've been really bad. If Arizona can keep up any of their momentum, I think they can keep it close. Coin flip, I'll lean Arizona +3.
Speaking of coin flip, I'm not participating in the conversation with the Broncos and the Raiders. That's the one game I'm like, that game, no, not talking about it. Because I got a lot of strong takes here on Sean Payton and everything, and I'm going to do that next week. So we'll skip that. Chiefs, Chargers.
I like the Raiders.
Yeah, who can take the Broncos?
I want the Raiders. I have a future in
to
Denver
say
under
it.
8.5.
They like their coach. I think they're going to play for him.
Yeah, don't get me started. He's ridiculous. What he did is ridiculous. It's terrible for sports. Anyway, Chiefs are locked in to the 4 seed. Chargers are favored by 3.5. That doesn't make any sense, right? Chiefs are locked in. Yeah, they can't get any higher.
Yeah, Chiefs are the 3.
Excuse me?
Chiefs are the 3.
I keep doing that. I'm sorry. Chiefs are 3. I knew what I was trying to say. Right. They're locked into the 3.
Yep.
I want to save time here for the Bills Dolphins, but quick thoughts. Chiefs Chargers.
Just take the Chiefs plus the points. Chargers minus any points with their team is a joke.
Agreed.
That's all I'm saying.
It's still Andy Reid coaching the backups, which is a home run over whatever LA has.
Plus, it's in LA, but more Chiefs fans. All right, let's do Bills Dolphins. Finish it off because I know you guys have families to attend to, so we'll get you out of here on this. Michael's best take, I guess, so far this season was to take the Bills to make the playoffs in the game that they were playing the Chiefs. You love the Bills in that game. I think that was the last time I was home and we recorded. Anyway, it feels like 3 months ago. But yeah, so at this point, you're close to being right. The Squealers accidentally beat us, and then the Bills have to win. So I'll start with you since you've been right about the Bills. Do you feel like 3.5, 3 is a good spot? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm not even hedging myself here because just like Justin said, at least earlier, I have futures on Green Bay. They're super long shots. Like you have to compartmentalize it. You have to be able to make a bet this week and still kind of have that in the background. So even though I have Buffalo futured, I have them as a Super Bowl and an AFC ticket. I don't have them as to make the playoffs, even though that would have been nice to have. I think Miami getting 2.5, 3 at home is too much value because yes, Buffalo's beaten some good teams. They beat Kansas City, which is nice, but it was kind of ugly, like a low scoring 20-17 game. They crushed Dallas, who can't beat a good team anyway. And then they struggle against 2 bad teams. Like Josh Allen just doesn't look the same. They're doing it more on defense. I know Miami's a little bit injured, but I just feel like they're a little more creative on offense. I do trust McDaniel a lot more than McDermott.
Yeah.
Miami's coach. I think he's got more of a beat on the team and kind of can push the buttons a little better. I think just Buffalo's. I kind of just grab that as a value. I feel like that locker room is kind of fractured, but it's kind of being held up enough that they do have a chance and they can go on a run. It reminds me of the Ravens in 2012 when they fired their coordinator in the middle of the season and then go and win the playoffs, and things look terrible the week before, and then voila, like they can
Yeah,
easily
never.
do that. There's a, I think that's the world I would prefer. But as a Raven fan, they're probably the team you don't want to face. It's tough. I do have Miami plus 2.5 and at least money line on my ticket. I probably will bet it. I guess it's
Oh,
part
no.
head.
I've seen it gone all the way up to 3.5 in some
Three?
stuff. Yeah,
If I
just-
get if you get
It's-
3,
it's-
I'll grab that.
It's 2.5 now. It wasn't. I saw 3 all week until today. Now it's
Yeah.
2.5.
what are you, Justin? What are your thoughts on that?
I'm in agreement here. It's for multiple reasons. I've been against Buffalo all year. I'm holding tickets for them to miss the playoffs and under 10.5. So that's partly it's a want. I want Buffalo to lose. I still don't think they're that right. They barely beat Chargers and Patriots. Like Michael said, Josh Allen hasn't looked good. I think Miami wants to get a bad taste out of their mouth from the Ravens kicking their ass. They do have some injuries, but I think Hill and Mostert, I've heard, will gut it out and play. Being down in Miami, they're a totally different team. I think Buffalo is a little too overvalued. The value is on the 2.5, and that's the way I'm going. I'm taking Miami.
Sweet. All right. Well, appreciate you guys doing this. We will be back next week. We can talk a little Ravens next week, but we basically will have another bye week. We'll break
Ready
down
for playoff time.
Yeah, we'll go down through all the games. We'll do this Thursday or Friday of next week. And yeah, you guys have a great night. Thank you again, and hope everybody listening. Yeah, hopefully we help one way or the other. My favorite game is the Texans. Michael's favorite game is Bears. We'll get it typed up to you. Justin,
Yeah,
real
we'll send
quick,
them out.
what's your favorite game?
Mine, Giants or Ravens.
All right, sweet. I'll see you guys next week.
All right. Thanks, Ryan.